What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at your levels again through the power of the internet. And it's the next day of E3 for me, but I still want to recap the Microsoft show, which I actually got to personally attend yesterday. Talk about this cool stuff that was there, including the most important thing I think to me is the release date for the new Xbox. Even though we didn't get all the specs I would want for that, at least they gave us a release date, which is more than Sony's doing. In fact, why don't we check in with Sony real quick and see what they brought to E3 this year. Okay, all jokes aside, Xbox was kind of at a position where they could just phone it in this year if they wanted to. They could literally do next to nothing. And I know a lot of you guys felt that they did, but maybe it's because I was in the room, maybe it's because I'm so excited about a next generation of consoles. I was actually really hyped about this show. So let me start off by talking about Xbox Game Pass, because not only was it pre-existing the best deal in gaming for budget gamers, it is now a better deal for everyone involved, including PC gamers, but I'll get into that. But if you are a budget gamer at home right now and you can only afford like one used game a month, you've only got 30, 50, 60 bucks on your gaming budget every month, why are you not getting an Xbox One, or now a PC, and getting Game Pass so that you can access to hundreds of games, including all of Xbox's first-party games like Forza 5 and the Halo series and stuff like that? That is the best $10 you can spend. And now it's 15 bucks if you wrap it in with Gold and also wrap it in with the PC version of Game Pass, which admittedly the selection for PC Game Pass right now isn't great, but it will grow the same way the base one did on Xbox. I played like 5 games in the last month off of Game Pass, including Void Bastards and some other really great games I would have never purchased any other way. So that is the best deal in gaming right now, and I think that's why I'm so on Xbox's side, because they are really embracing budget gamers. And if you're a budget gamer out there, I suggest you look into it. Xbox did talk about cloud computing, and I know a lot of you do not care about it. I really don't even care about it. But there's one cool thing about all of their cloud computing, the xCloud, that they really drove home that I like. They were talking about the ability to turn your home Xbox into a server so you can play it on a screen anywhere in your home, presumably an iPad or a Windows phone or an Android phone. Presumably you can connect over the internet and play your Xbox at home anywhere in the world with that technology. And that technology kind of already exists, because you can stream from an Xbox One X to your PC. A lot of gamers do that when they stream. But then of course the PlayStation 4 allowed you to stream to your PlayStation Vita. So that technology kind of exists, but not in a really good way, and I really want it to be good, because I would love to be playing my Xbox right now in my hotel, on my iPad, on my phone, maybe even on my Switch. And I actually talked to Major Nelson, and I talked to Mike Ybarra at the show, and Mike Ybarra once again drove home the point that Phil Spencer, the whole team, they're all about gaming anywhere, anytime, any game. They are all about the community coming together, the gaming companies coming together, and allowing you and I to play whatever we want, wherever we want, whenever we want. Boy, I love that. I wish Sony and Nintendo would get on along with that. I get that Xbox is kind of in third place and maybe second place right now for a lot of people, so that's why Xbox is wanting to do that. The first place people are obviously not going to be interested in doing that, but hopefully in this next generation, Xbox can take the lead and then the other people will be willing to join them. That would be a really great system, but I love the fact that they keep driving home, play anything, anywhere, whenever you want. Mwah, love it. If you guys don't remember this, Mike Ybarra actually said something really interesting in an interview, talking about how important it was that Microsoft brought their games to Steam instead of the Epic Store, because he felt competition is very important, and I wanted to compliment him on that as a PC gamer. I thought it was a really cool soundbite, a really cool quote. And I asked him how dedicated they are to bringing their games to Steam, and he said that they were considering bringing everything that they could to Steam at some point. So I'm really excited about that. They're only considering it, but maybe Halo Infinite on Steam one day. How amazing would that be? But the most amazing news, I think, is both Halo Infinite and Project Scarlet. Halo Infinite would obviously be a launch title on the next generation console, presumably called the Xbox 2 when it comes out. They showed a trailer for Halo Infinite, and I'm going to be honest with you, the graphics don't look that amazing. But somebody pointed out on Twitter, a lot of it has to do with Master Chief's character design right now. It doesn't look very futuristic anymore. We've seen Iron Man in Marvel movies so long, Master Chief kind of needs an overhaul. I know it's got a classic look, but it does feel exactly like that, classic. The graphics on the trailer itself are pretty good. It's just Master Chief just looks so outdated. So taking a look at my specs sheet here, it looks like obviously it's going to have a solid-state drive, which will help with loading time, something consoles have really suffered from in this last generation. It's supposed to be 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X, with the possibility of running games at 120 frames per second, as well as 8K resolutions, which is both great, but those are not very attainable. Even like a high-end PC right now can't do 8K at 120 hertz. Like, you have to spend like $4,000 on a machine that will do that. So I think that's kind of like the upper limit, probably not what you can expect for a launch title at least. And then, of course, they're promising other stuff like ray tracing and cloud technology and the usual stuff that we're seeing right now. This seems to match the PlayStation 5 pretty well. It doesn't look like either machine is going to be that much more particularly powerful, but then again, we don't have exact specs just yet, so it's hard to say for sure. Now, there have been rumors of actually 2 Xboxes, and none of that was confirmed during the show, but analysts are saying that you're going to get this new high-end, 4 times more powerful machine, and then we're also going to get a low-end machine somewhere during the next generation that is designed exclusively for streaming. So that's where that xCloud technology stuff comes in. They didn't mention it here, and I think it's because that would be an unpopular thing. Look how Stadia is being received, but I do expect that to maybe still come out. And then the other thing that they really hyped up during the show is the acquisition of all of these different game studios. Xbox now owns 13 different games studios. Some of my favorite game studios have been bought up by them recently, and they announced, for example, Double Fine getting bought up. And I'm actually fine with them buying Double Fine. In fact, I'm double fine with it. But this generation Xbox still has some severe issues when it comes to exclusive, because, well, we're getting Gears 5, and then we're getting Battletoads, and we're getting... Ooh, is that it? No, looking at a list right now, there's 2 other games. Ori and the Blind Forest, which is... The Ori series is amazing. I wish that Microsoft would bring the original Ori to Switch so I could play it through there again. But I understand they need exclusive titles. And then, of course, there's Phoenix Point as well. Phoenix Point is a turn-based strategy game, so it's going to have a small market, but I mean, it's an exclusive. The reality of it is, I think they feel like this generation is at its very, very end, so there's no real reason to be bringing a lot of exclusive games to that format. They are focusing on the Project Scarlet generation, having bought up 7 different companies, having 13 different companies designing games as launch titles for Project Scarlet. I think they are planning to win the next generation just by having a ton of exclusive games. That seems to be their strategy, and it's a really good strategy, though it sucks for those of us who own an Xbox One X and want something to do in the next year and a half. And that's the thing with Game Pass, or Game Pass coming to PC, Xbox Gold, and all of the games you get for free. Without exclusive games, without big exclusive games, there's not a lot of reasons to go out and buy an Xbox One X if you haven't already. Though Game Pass does have all of the previous exclusives of the generation, so if you've never played them, it's a good excuse. But for those who have already played them, Then the rest of the show was what you expect from these trade shows, other people's games that are played the best on Xbox One X. So you saw all these games, including like Cyberpunk 2077, which is now including Keanu Reeves. I was less than 100 feet away from Keanu Reeves. I can reach out and touch the guy. That's as close to greatness as I'm ever to get. And I know we all love him as John Wick. I love him as John Wick, but he's always going to be Neo to me. I knew what it was like to be in the Matrix. We're in the Matrix. We're in the mother bleeping Matrix. Shout out to the people who watch my streams on Twitch, because they're going to get that stupid song reference. But as far as stuff that's exclusively for the Xbox, there's not much left. I think we've covered it all. There's a new Xbox Elite controller, which is good because the Elite controller was overpriced and expensive for what it originally did. Having some more options is a lot better. I'm glad for that. I like it for accessibility, and I like my Elite controller. I don't use it all the time, but I do know there's people out there who swear by it, and I don't blame them, because it's really nice, especially for people who need accessibility options. And that's it. There we go. That is everything that was really important to me at the Microsoft conference. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments section below. While you're down there, hit subscribe so you see more videos like this. I'm doing a lot more E3 coverage as time goes, and I'm going to do a Francis on the floor at E3 this year, because I didn't do like a Francis cover for like all of these individual shows. Francis feels like he'll be more at home next year, but we will see. But this year, kind of a sleepy year, so there's not a lot to be mad about or excited about. So I figured Francis can retire until I get in the face of the devs in a couple of days. So watch for that video as well. So if you'll forgive me, I'm going to finish up editing this video, and I'm going to upload it, and I'm going to go keep my appointment to go to the Microsoft Theater and play some of their games and experience some of the stuff and capture some footage and hopefully share that with you. And as you can see, Francis is coming with me, so I'll bring a camera. Let's see what happens when Larry and Francis meet again for the first time in, what, 5-6 years? Ooh, that should be fun.
Hi everybody, what's up? It's me, Phil Spencer. And today I got 60 games to show you. 60 games! Other people's games that you can play on other people's consoles. Don't forget to buy an Xbox One X, because we've already abandoned it 2 years before the end of its death cycle, and we put all our games on PC anyway. But if you already bought an Xbox One X, don't worry about it, okay? Because we got plenty of exclusives coming out. Like Battletoads and, and Battletoads. Please buy Battletoads! Alright, everybody, I've been Phil Spencer. This is going to wrap up this year's E3. Don't forget to buy a Project Scarlet when we actually start trying again.